We're down to see for submission rating here with Jack Della Maddalena ahead of UFC 299 against Gilbert Burns. Dude, what's the feeling like? You're in Optus Stadium, you're in Perth, but not for a UFC event. You're here for WWE Elimination Chamber. What's that like for you?
It's cool, to have such a big event in WA in Perth. It's exciting stuff, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool to be going to be at the event, and looking forward to fight.
When you think about your favorite WWE wrestlers, like, is there a Mount Rushmore? Who's your favorite of all time? Were you a big fan of when you were younger like us?
Yeah, I was. When I was 11 or 12, even younger, I was into it. 12, I sort of realised it wasn't competitive fighting, so I got into MMA. But I was a big Triple H fan, big Rob Van Dam fan. Yeah. They were probably my two top.
I was going to ask you, any stories where you and the boys are having some wrestling matches, just having a bit of fun? Anything in the backyard? Anyone go through a table when you were growing up?
Not really, but me and my brother used to pretty much wrestle every single day, after school. We'd just watch WWE and then wrestle. A lot of jumping, a lot of broken beds.
Yeah. If things go to plan against Gilbert Burns, we hear that UFC's coming back to Perth later this year. Are you kind of scoping out the stadium a little bit? Imagine a Jack Della main event for the title, for example, if things go to plan.
Yeah, for sure, I don't know if the champion will come all the way down to Perth to fight me, but at least one of the top prospects, one of the top guys coming in, would love a 5-rounder with them. But my eyes are set on Gilbert and get through Gilbert.
What do you think about the division at the moment? Because it's going through a little bit of a changing of a guard. We had the Usman era, now it's Leon Edwards. Colby Covington had his shot. Now you got guys like Ian Gary, yourself coming up. It almost seems like it's a bit of a changing of the guard.
Yeah, for sure it is. I think, there's a lot of new guys coming up, and they're being placed up against the older guys. So yeah, I think it's definitely is a changing of the guard. I think, a lot of the young guys will make it through, and yes, a new era of the division.
Yeah, it's a fascinating time. Gilbert Burns is one of the toughest guys there. Super excited for you, man, getting a chance to fight him. He's in a great spot in the rankings. How does it feel to actually get a chance to fight against a veteran like him? A lot of people sort of see him as one of the bigger challenges in a lot of ways in the division.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely one of the most challenging fights for me, and I'm excited. He's a legend of the game, and when I was sort of new to the game, he was in the UFC doing work. So yeah, I'm pumped. I expect a tough Gilbert, and yeah, I'm going to try and take him out.
What's the biggest challenge here with Gilbert? And do you feel confident sort of taking things to the ground and sort of going in there against one of the best submission artists, in the division?
Yeah, for sure. He's very good at MMA. He mixes it up well. He's aggressive, and I think he's one of his best things is his toughness. So I think he's going to be a hard man to beat. But yeah, I want to get the finish and put a stamp on it.
I know you sort of focus all on Gilbert, but what do you think this one sort of gets you, this fight? It's a pretty marquee win. If you can get it done here, where do you think that puts you in the division?
Yeah. Super focused on Gilbert. My dream matchup is fight Shavkat Rakhmonov in Perth would be my 5-rounder for the title. Or for the title eliminator sort of fight.
Yeah, I was going to ask, why Shavkat?
I think he's the toughest fighter in the division outside myself. I think that's where the big challenge lies. Obviously, of course, Gilbert, I'm looking at that 100%. But if I think of the next toughest guy, Shavkat Rakhmonov.
What do you think it is about you that's sort of I want Shavkat? Because he's not really a guy that most people are calling out, you know what I mean? It seems like he's the kind of guy where they give you him and you're like, all right, I'll take that fight. But you're kind of almost running towards him.
Yeah, I like the challenge. I think he's one of the most challenging guys outside the champion. But I think that sort of fight, you beat Shavkat, there's not much else you can do except take a title shot.
Well, we can't wait to see what happens. We can smell what the Jack is cooking, and it's a big fight at UFC 299. All the best, man. As we wrap up, what's your prediction? How do you kind of see this one with Gilbert going? Because durable guy, super tough in all areas. Are you feeling a finish here? Or is it one of those situations where you feel like it could go the distance?
No, I need to finish. I've been lackluster my last 2 fights, 2 split decisions. I'm gunning for the finish.
Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to watch it. Best of luck, brother. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Awesome.